Hey guys, I'm Diamond Davis, a content creator, writer, and strategist. And today I want to talk about how sacrifice isn't a bad thing. It's just energy transfer. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. Last year I realized I had a bad relationship with sacrifice. I had started to view it as this thing that meant abandoning myself, punishment, self-deprivation, and suffering, honestly. And so whenever it was time for me to sacrifice for my dreams, for my business, sometimes I would do it, but other times I wouldn't. And then a couple years ago, one of my mentors had said that really for everything in life, we shouldn't really view it as this really bad thing or really good. We should strive to be more neutral on all topics and all things. So if you know that you are putting something on a pedestal because you just think it's just the most amazing thing in life, in the world, and nothing is greater than that, you're putting it on a pedestal, and it leads to distortion in your perspective of that thing and how you see the world and move through the world, as well as if you have a view that is extremely negative on something that you absolutely hate and you can't stand, that there also is a warped perception and narrative that you have there that then affects your perspective and the way you move through life because you view this thing as so terrible. And so ultimately we want to be net neutral on all things, meaning we can see the good and we can see the bad, and it doesn't really matter. We just make sure that we use it in an empowered way or view it through a lens that empowers us. So I realized that I had this negative perception of sacrifice. I was like, I hate this word. I think it's disgusting. It's icky. And I really sat with this. And now I'm going to tell you guys what came to me. And I would love to hear your perspective and your experience with sacrifice in the comments. The first thing that came to my mind was energy cannot be created or destroyed. I studied engineering in college, so a lot of things come to me in sciencey terms sometimes. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. So I was viewing sacrifice as this thing that was taking away and depleting my energy, but really it was just transferring my energy, even if it was me sacrificing for something that I didn't want. The energy is not gone forever. It is just transferred to something that maybe I wouldn't want my energy to go there. We're never going to run out of energy on this earth. I believe Earth is a closed-looped system. See, all the energy that's already here is like, it's just continually transferred and recycled and turned into different things. We can continuously transmuting and alchemizing energy into different things to bring different things into existence or to maintain certain things that we value. So I could stop seeing it sacrifice as something that took away from my power or my joy and see it just as what it is, energy transfer. Then I had this other realization last year that's kind of adjacent to this topic, but I was like, I'm spending so much energy on certain things, but where are my millions? Where are they? And why am I not posting as consistently as I would like to? And then it tied back to the energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. Where was all of my energy going that was leaving me depleted from being able to show up online the way, or in my business the way I wanted to? Where were sacrifices happening already that didn't really serve me? And where could my sacrifices be shifted for the results that I actually wanted? And I had to really ask myself, what bullshit are you ready to let go? Where are you ready to sacrifice for the life and the desires that you have? And I started thinking about all the places of where my energy was going. People pleasing, staying in situations that I really didn't want to be, that drained my energy because I had to deal with, disagreements or just doing things that did not feel good to me, arguing, doom scrolling, just too much scrolling in general online. That was taking away energy. That was taking away my time. Overworking, spending so much time doing work that I wasn't having time to spend with my family or my friends, or vice versa, when I would have really, really fun weeks and it would be a ton of hanging out with friends and not really getting as much work done. So when I shifted my perspective on what sacrifice really means, I realized that it wasn't something that was inherently bad. It did not mean that I had to lose. It did not mean I had to lose myself. But it did mean that I had to be more intentional about where I was sacrificing in my life and what that energy was being used for. It's not sacrifice, it's just energy transfer. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.